Hi, dear friends and subscribers. Welcome to the Cricket Happening Show as usual. We are looking at two matches in this show. One is in the IPL, DLF IPL 5th edition of in 2012. And today was one of those days where one of the most exciting matches so far. This was the first very exciting match which went down to the wire, and the hero was Rohit Sharma of Mumbai Indians with 3 needed of the last ball. Daniel Christian was the bowler, and it was Rohit Sharma who smoked it for a 6 to actually win the match. So that was a last ball victory. As I said, this is the first time in this IPL 2012 we have seen any contest so close. So I'll be talking about that, and then we will head towards the West Indies in Bridgetown in Barbados, day 3. Australia finished with 248 for 5 at close of play when bad light stopped play, in reply to West Indies 449. So I'll talk about that. So first, let us go to those most exciting moment here in the IPL 2012. Exciting match, I would say. I would be recounting the exciting moment later, but it was Mumbai Indians versus Deccan Chargers. Deccan Chargers they have not got a single victory under the belt in this IPL, and Mumbai Indians won this match by 5 wickets thanks to Rohit Sharma. As I said, he scored 73, hitting 5 sixes, and the last over 18 required, and Rohit Sharma took them to victory in that over of Daniel Christian, which was probably a miscalculation by the new player who came in today. Kumar Sangakkara was the man who was holding the reins for Deccan Chargers. He was the captain of the team, but unfortunately I thought there was a sort of one would have expected Dale Steyn, their best bowler, to actually bowl the last over, but unfortunately it was Daniel Christian, and Daniel Christian paid the penalty as Rohit Sharma took them to victory. Well, let's look at the match here. Deccan Chargers were the ones who actually batted first. They didn't, in fact, they couldn't really get the innings off to any good start. The reason being, Munaf Patel was absolutely on the money. He started taking wickets. Parthiv Patel was caught. Rohit Sharma bowled Munaf Patel for 1. The next to follow was Bharat Chipley. He was gone for 1, caught by Lasith Malinga. And Daniel Christian was there. But that was the stand between Shikhar Dhawan and Daniel Christian, which was going with Shikhar Dhawan showing lots of aggression in making 41 of 24 balls with 2 fours and 4 sixes. But Lasith Malinga had the better of him. And then Munaf Patel also picked up the wicket of Daniel Christian for 39 of 36 balls. So, and other than that, Cameron White, the captain, was there. Kumar Sangakkara, playing his first match in this IPL 2012, was a victim of the most economical bowler and the most wickets bowler today. It was Munaf Patel. 4 overs, no maiden, 20 runs and 4 wickets, hit the right areas, and Kumar Sangakkara was clean bowled. After that, Cameron White, the captain, Cameron White made 30 runs of 22 balls with 1 4 and 2 sixes. He was unbeaten at the end. I wouldn't go into that much. As I said, 138 for 9 was the Deccan Chargers score. Munaf Patel 4 for 20, 4 overs for 18 for Harbhajan Singh. Malinga bowled 4 overs, 3 for 27. Pragyan Oja none for 39 of 4, and Kieron Pollard chipped in with 2 for 33. Let's look at the Mumbai Indians. They started the chase. The score was not so high, 138 for 9. They knew that Sachin Tendulkar was still not playing. He's still having that injury which he suffered against Dougie Bollinger. He's still not recovered fully from the finger injury, unfortunately. And everyone were looking at Richard Levy and Thirumal Sethi. But if you look at the proceedings when it actually started, it was not easy to score. It was Ankit Sharma, the left-arm spinner, and Dale Steyn. Dale Steyn was absolutely superb today. He was just bowling with lots of pace, lots of his vigor. Ball was moving about, and he gave such a harrowing time. In fact, they picked up the wicket of Thirumal Sethi, who was caught and bowled by Dale Steyn for 5, and there was a testing over as far as the 4th over is concerned. Was his compatriot Richard Levy there, and he tested him with bouncers, he tested him with moving balls with lots of pace. Richard Levy was missing it, and finally Dale Steyn, I would say, Richard Levy couldn't really connect, and Richard Levy finally had to really give up. He couldn't get over Dale Steyn, and in fact the spectators were all disappointed, unfortunately, as Richard Levy was clean bowled by Dale Steyn for 3. After that, Rohit Sharma was in the middle. He was taking his time to play his strokes. Ambati Raidu joined in, chipped in with 19 of 24 balls with 1-4. Kieron Pollard came in and he did what he does best. He came and smashed the bowling to score 24 of 18 balls with 3 sixes, no boundaries. And I'm going to recount the tale for you. I'm taking you down to the excitement. We are in the 18th over, and in the 18th over it was the bowler there was Amit Mishra, and Karthik and Rohit Sharma were the case. Rohit Sharma, till such time, as I said, was biding his time. He knew he had to stay there at the crease to take his team to victory, and that's what he did. But he definitely opened out after that, because at the end of over 17, Mumbai Indians were 102 for 4. So 3 overs remained, and they still had a big task on hand, because they were chasing 142, 137. In fact, it was Deccan Chargers who made 138. So they definitely had a task on hand, and 3 more overs remain. Amit Mishra was the bowler, and Rohit Sharma hit the first ball for a 6. In fact, he hit him over the straight field for a 6, and the next after one or two balls, one more 6 was deposited into the onside. So end of over 18, the score became 116 for 4. Dinesh Karthik was keeping him company, but the 19th over, which was bowled by Daniel Christian, it was Dale Steyn. In fact, Dale Steyn was the best bowler today. Dale Steyn bowled the 19th over, and what an over it was. He kept them so quiet that he made it almost impossible for the Mumbai Indians, because Rohit Sharma and Karthik was not able to get the ball onto the square. They got only 5 runs, 4 of them off the bat, 1 a bye, and then Dale Steyn picked up the wicket of Karthik. When Karthik was gone, as he actually got him to inside edge, and he was clean bowled, and finally he made the equation look very, very difficult there at the last over. 20th over, 18 runs to get. Rohit Sharma at the crease. It was Franklin who was at the crease at the time, so you could just imagine. But what happened was, the first ball, which was bowled by Daniel Christian, was bowling the 20th over, and the first ball, Franklin started off with a straight drive to long off for 4. And after that, the next ball bowled to Franklin it got him 2 runs, and then there was a bye. So that brought Rohit Sharma into the strike, and that was very important, because Franklin couldn't really force the pace, and Rohit Sharma had to be there. And what Rohit Sharma did was, the 4th ball itself, what he did is he really carved Daniel Christian, went for a really mighty, cut, or whatever you call it, a carve, and he carved actually Daniel Christian over the fence for a 6. So that made the equation on the 5th delivery. Daniel Christian gave away another 2 runs, and finally it was left for Rohit Sharma to do what he can, because there was only 3 runs to get, so both the teams had a chance. But Rohit Sharma sent this delivery from Christian, the 20th over, the last ball of the 20th over, into the fence, into the long on fence, and there were wild scenes here at the stadium, as Mumbai Indians had won the match by 5 wickets. And what a match it was. As I said, this was the most exciting match ever to happen in IPL 2012. This is the first match, and it was Rohit Sharma man of the match, no doubt about it. If one sees Rohit Sharma's contribution, he was not out on 73 of 50 balls with 4 fours and 5 beautiful 6s. Franklin was not out on 7, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 12. Dale Steyn bowled his heart out, lots of pace, but as I said, Rohit Sharma was the one who took it away from them. Daniel Christian was costly, 149, and Ankit Sharma, the spinner, impressed, 4 overs, no maiden, none for 18. So now let's look at now this is as far as the IPL 2012 is concerned. Now I will look at the day 3 in Bridgetown in Barbados, where Australia resumed at 44 for no loss, and at the end of the day finished at 248 for 5. In fact, in the morning, Darren Sammy was the one who gave them an early breakthrough. In fact, he struck twice. First he had Ed Cowan actually trying to open the face of his bat, but actually edged it to Carlton Bogg, the wicketkeeper, and he was gone for 14. Darren Sammy, it was a good move on his part to come and bowl the second over of the day. He came in and bowled to Ed Cowan. He took his wicket, and then David Warner, after making 42 of 55 balls, also departed to the pavilion. as David Warner was caught in the slips by Darren Bravo. Again, a similar delivery, a ball pitching on the off stump and angling out, and that's what brought the downfall. So David Warner was gone 42. Shane Watson contributed 39 with 5 fours and 1 6. But he was also involved in a run out as Ricky Ponting. In fact, that put more pressure on Australia, because from 65 for 2, when the score reached 84, there was an indecision on the part of Shane Watson. He was not really sure whether to run or not to run, and finally decided to run. But by the time Ricky Ponting could regain the crease, it was Brathwaite who had delivered the throw. It was a good piece of fielding on his part, and they threw down the stump. So Ricky Ponting was run out for 4. He was absolutely livid, and why not? 84 for 3, Ricky Ponting departed. 133 for 4, Shane Watson departed. And after that, there was a good stand between Michael Clarke, the captain, and Michael Hussey, which really was looking very good. And Michael Clarke played his strokes. In fact, he also used his feet to the spinners. He hit one marvelous 6 of Devendra Bishu, the right arm leg spinner. Shane Watson also hit 1 6. Michael Clarke contribution was 73. And things were going on well, but Michael Clarke, after making 73, succumbed to Devendra Bishu as a flighted delivery from Bishu. Narsingh Deonarayan took a well-judged catch, and he was gone for 73. So that made the score 215 for 5. After that, there was some interruption for rain, bad light, and finally Michael Hussey was there holding the fort, not out on 47 with 6 fours. Matthew Wade was not out on 19, looked good with 2 boundaries. And I would say the Horners were even on that particular day, with West Indies picking up the wickets. Australia 248, but they still have another 201 runs more to actually take the lead in this match. And as I said, Horners were even going into the 4th day. Fidel Edwards 15 overs 2 maidens, none 41. Kemar Rose 17 overs 2 maidens, 1 for 56. Devendra Bishu was very impressive, 30 overs 7 maidens, 77 runs and 1 wicket. His googly was very good. Darren Sammy 15 overs 5 maidens, 33 runs and 2 strikes. His double strikes really helping matters there. Narsingh Deonarayan 18 overs 5 maidens, none for 33 with his off spin. And 248 for 5 was the end score on day 3 for Australia when bad light stopped play. So 201 runs behind as far as taking lead is concerned. But what is going to be important is the new ball is due tomorrow. So that should really give an edge to West Indies. If West Indies can actually wrap up, but it's not going to be easy. Michael Hussey is a past master. He's known as Mr. Cricket. So, well, let's wait and see tomorrow then. Until then, it's goodbye from your host Ram. Thank you.